We're in Unsolved Mysteries subreddit. The post by Crony Girl. It says, I researched North Carolina missing inmate Stella Seals, and I found her? Question mark. Convicted of murder in 1955, she escaped prison in 1970. When I saw an article, 33 inmates who escaped from North Carolina prisons and were found, one name stood out, Stella Seals. The article says, officially, the Department of Corrections database lists her as still missing after escaping the state women's prison in 1970. If alive today, she would be 91. I thought I'd give her case a look, but I quickly wondered how hard did authorities really look for her? Is she actually missing? So in the crime, newspapers.com archives shed light on her conviction. Stella, age 26, and her husband, Travis Seals, along with Stella's sister, Shirley Goins Williams, age 18, Curtis Goins, supposedly a brother, couldn't confirm, and Neil Archie Dees was,
Dees!
He's nuts! Oh,
sorry.
Got
him!
We're charged with
We're
the
doing
July
great.
19... We're charged with the July 1955 murder of Clyde Lane, a 44-year-old Michigan auto worker who was visiting his mother for the weekend, Laurenburg. According to Curtis Goins, which is the brother, Goins awoke in his car in the Steele's driveway after a night of drinking to see Lane lying in the backyard with a shot to the heart and Stella standing in the doorway with a pistol. Mrs.
Real
Seals
quick. So, real quick, because you say Goings. I read it as Goins.
Goins?
Yeah, I read it as
could
Goins.
be Goins,
Kind of like
coins. Yeah, okay. We'll go. It just, okay. It felt like groins without the R, and maybe that's why I was trying to avoid saying that.
I feel that deeply. I get that.
Because, groins. Okay. Goins.
It's like the fifth Okay. Focus.
Okay.
I'm focused.
Mrs. Seals claimed she shot in self-defense. She testified she had tried to beat Lane off as he was... Sorry. Try to beat him off. She testified...
People died, but we're doing great.
No, this is wonderful.
We're adults on the internet. What's up?
Sound like a bunch of horny teenagers. Groins beaten off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel that deeply.
Okay. Okay. She testified she had tried to beat Lane off as he was clubbing... Sorry. She testified she had tried to beat Lane off as he was clubbing Shirley Williams with a bottle in the backyard.
And Shirley was her sister, yeah?
Shirley was his sister, yeah.
Okay.
In the backyard of the Seals' home early July 3rd. She got the pistol and when Lane, who she described as drunk and wild-eyed, came at her, she fired once. The Seals' toddler was in the home throughout the entire ordeal. Oh, there was a toddler inside.
Damn.
Wow, okay.
That's... Ooh.
That just went a different...
Imagine those drawings in daycare the next day. Just kidding. It was July 4th the next day, so if it was a weekday, the kid was at school. Oh, fire! Then maybe he didn't get any trauma, or maybe they didn't get any trauma because like fireworks. Yeah. You know what? That's what I choose to believe.
I mean, it was 1955. I mean, who knows? I don't know. Might have been.
No, everybody needs therapy from that time. You're right. You all need therapy.
Supposedly, Lane survived the shot at first, and the woman asked Goins and Dees nuts. Sorry. As Goins and Dees, I should call them by their first names, to help load Lane into Lane's own car so the woman could take him to a doctor. What actually happened was they staged the car on a rural road about 4 miles from Laurenburg. Goins further reported that Stella later threw the gun, .38 caliber rifle, into the creek. Stella blamed Goins for hiding the gun. Officers eventually recovered it. Before they were charged for the murder, the Seals and Shirley were already serving sentences imposed in September for operating a house of prostitution several miles south of Laurenburg. Didn't find any details about this.
Okay.
Well, first of all,
1955 was lit, is what I'm hearing. No, it was not. It was not.
Seals and Shirley, so they were running a prostitution house?
So So yeah, they're running a flop house.
Wow. Okay.
It happens. I feel like it definitely happens. It happens real quick. So Shirley was her sister, and I want to say
we're referring to Curtis because Curtis was the one in the car because it says his car, and it says according to Curtis.
I'm trying to find an article on it, but it brought me to LinkedIn.
What?
I don't know how I got here. Prostitution house. Yeah, we were talking about prostitution.
Here's the Fox 8.
Yes, I did just Google crime. Nobody judge me. Get fucked.
Wow.
No, I'm not doing that. It's okay. We can research this more. Yeah. But okay, so let's see if I understand what's happening here. On the night in question, allegedly, for some reason, the guy who got shot, who is Travis?
No, Travis is the husband.
Okay, so Lane. Okay, so
Clyde Lane.
Stella, who?
Clyde Lane.
Clyde Lane. Okay, Clyde Lane gets shot. Bam. According to the situation, from Stella's point of view, he was beating her sister with a bottle. So she was like, nah, you're not immune to bullets. Bam. And then somebody came out, probably because they heard a gunshot.
It was Curtis, her brother. He was sleeping in the car because he was drunk from the night before.
Oh, we love to see an unreliable witness. We love to see, and they're related. Yeah, for sure. I believe all of what is. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it says that like he was still alive and they tried to get him in the car to take him to a doctor, but it says what actually happened.
So he got shot in the. Oh, I pulled up the article.
Yeah, and so they instead, it says what actually happened was they staged the car on a rural road about 4 miles from Lawrenceburg. And then Stella threw the gun into a creek, but she blames Curtis for hiding the gun. All right, so in December 1955, Stella received 30 years, her husband and sister 10 years each, and Goins and Deese went free. Wait, hold on. So, okay, so for some reason, even though this story has nothing to do with the husband and the sister got 10 years. So wait, the husband who is part of the story
because what they did is
they
it's conspiracy to cover it up after the fact.
Yeah, but it says Goins, Curtis. I'm assuming this is Curtis, and DC went free. So let me see.
Well, yeah, because Curtis was wasted in the truck. He was asleep.
Well, it said he awoke in his car and he saw Lane lying in the backyard with a shot to the heart.
Yeah, so he totally was not going to make it to the hospital.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it says that according to this, it says so the sisters asked Curtis and Archie to load the guy into the car, but Curtis and Archie went free. I don't see where the husband's of. We're gonna probably have to pull up another article. Life before and after prison. Stella's background was tangled, with her name shifting between family surnames. Born in August 1930 to a man surnamed Quick. She later took her.
I'm sorry.
I had the same thought.
Oh, thank you.
She later took her stepfather's name, Goings. Oh, that would have been useful at the very beginning.
Yeah, that would have helped.
Yeah.
Hi, Moscow.
Complicating the paper trail. Records show she married Travis Seals in 1950 and soon after had a child with him. They divorced in 1969 before her escape.
Man.
What the official prison records missed, however, is that Stella did resurface under slightly altered details. In 1985, she remarried to Brevard, in Brevard, Florida. Yeah, she married Florida. She remarried in Brevard, Florida, using the name Estelle Goings. Social Security records that confirmed it was the same person, the first filing being in 1980. Her parents' names aligned. Wow, why did I say it like that? Her parents' names aligned. Birth date was 2 days before then recorded on the offender profile. Birthplaces aligned. She lived out the remainder of her life in Brevard, passing away February 17, 2000.
Okay, so wait, hold on real quick. So yes, that could be Stella or long lost twin sister.
Both names Stella and Estelle? Well, she went by Goings. She remarried and she went by Goings, so she...
Huh, I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you think, Moscow?
I think it's her.
It might be her.
While the state's Escapee database still lists Stella Quick, Goings, Seals, Dixon, holy shit, it's temporarily absent. Records prove she
What a nice way to put that.
Records prove she successfully disappeared, barely changed her identity, and quietly lived in Florida. Case raises questions about how many others on that list have been or may have similarly slipped through the cracks. Okay, so...
But, like, she deadass escaped, though. It wasn't like she just walked out of prison. Like, there was an actual prison escape.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's some... They put resources at the bottom, Archie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This could have been very useful.
Let's see. 10 people in Piedmont Triad who fled prison. Wait, let me just search for Stella. Stella Seals, one of the least 2 women on the escapee database, was serving 30 years, 2 months, and 18 days for second-degree murder in Scotland County. Took off in 70 from State Women's Prison. That's it? It's
a runaway 91-year-old.
That's the to that. Okay. Link to... Oh.
Scotland County.
Date of escape, January 5th, 1970. Huh. Projected release would have been 1976.
So you only had 6 more years on your sentence?
Yeah. What a risk to take.
That is such a risk. That is such a... Like, honestly, the majority... You've done the majority of it.
Oh, wait. That's for something else. Pre-fair. This is a 1-year term. Okay. For prostitution.
There it is.
That makes sense. Okay, so here's the 25-year one. Sentence began December 1945, projected May of 1976. Where does it say that she escaped?
Last movement escaped.
Wow, so you were right. 6 years out. Jeez.
That's so dumb. That could have been dangerous.
Just fucking finish it. Like, you get caught and then you go in for like the rest of your life.
For real.
Just finish it. I'm over here like advocating.
But here's the thing. It's not only just like, oh, if you get caught on the escape. Nah, if they catch you out and about in the world, you'd get a bunch of charges.
Yeah. Exactly.
I wonder what she's doing now.
Oh. Newspaper mother's obituaries naming Stella? Oh, wait. Let's see. Survivors are her son, James, daughters, Stella, Anna Quick, Buddy Locklear. 5th man is held in Lane murder. Neil Archie Dees of Laurenburg.
I'm sorry.
Of Laurenburg was arrested here today and charged with murder in the fatal shooting. Oh, so he didn't go free. Officers said he's nuts. Sorry.
Got him.
Officer said, D's the fifth person to be charged with murder in connection with the slaying, receive a preliminary hearing in Scotland County Porter's Court. Lane with a bullet in his heart.
Travis got arrested too. Everybody got arrested.
Scott? Travis Scott?
Travis got arrested as well.
Oh, Travis got. Okay. I thought you were talking about the singer.
Rapper. What singer?
Rapper. Travis Scott.
Oh, I know who that is.
Oh, we only did a whole Fortnite thing.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Listen, today's a pretty day. You saw me, I'm adorable. Today's a pretty day. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that distinctly.
Now that we have that established. Okay. The others charged. Curtis was charged. Going saying he was in his parked car asleep outside Seal's home the night of July 2nd when Seals woke him up and took him to the rear of the house where Lane lay shot. Okay. Goins told police he thought
she woke him up to be an accomplice.
Yeah, so
That's
he didn't wake up on his own. She woke him up. Yeah.
That's mean.
Still was alive that Seals asked him to help put Lane in his car and take him to a hospital. His story was similar to Goins. Fire expected to face trial.
Wait, is that their social security number right there? That's it?
This one here.
Yeah, it's right there.
It says social security number.
Okay, here's a little more info. Lane, a bachelor, was visiting his mother and 3 brothers for the 4th of July weekend. He saved up $210 for the trip. The cops believed the motive was robbery since they couldn't find his money. But there are a lot of fuzzy details.
Where'd you find that? That's good.
In the comments.
Oh. A lot of the Chavez's, Locklear, Goins, Lowry's of Michigan. Interesting. I think it's far from proven that Estelle is the same person.
Yeah, no. It's flimsy. To me, at least.
Yeah.
Because nobody's talking about, like, oh yeah, like, these are the differences. These are the things that are similar. But we never have a physical description of either of them that we could say, oh, they looked alike too, you know?
Yeah, we don't even have her birth date information. I just noticed that the
1930
does not fit at all. But her full birthday? Oh, born in August 1930. You know, I wonder if it's possible, like, these are multiple people and they're just making the connections because similarities. Because, like, you know, you search your name, but my name.
Yeah, I'm actually the only person in the United States with my. I'm actually the only person in the United States with my name.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Stella's surname is Dixon. Doesn't appear anywhere else. No mention of Curtis. Stella.
Yeah, they're 2 different people. I'm convinced.
Convinced that it's not her?
Yeah, like, I don't think that's her. The only thing that someone could say would be a smoking gun, per se, would be the matching socials, right? But it's a string of numbers. Anyone can memorize a string of numbers. Hell, they even give you a piece of paper with it on it, you know?
Do we want to keep going down this road on this one?
I don't know. I feel like it's pretty, like, either she's out there alive or she died. But I don't think this Estelle person is her.
Yeah, so either. I think it's just like a queen dink.
I mean, on the other hand, I will say, and I think I saw somebody in the comments say something similar, like, up until pretty, like, our lifetime, it wasn't uncommon for someone to just, like, change their name on a fly. And, like, the government never checked it, never corrected them. They could have IDs with so many different names.
Yeah.
Because of, like, the lack of, like, interstate, contact.
That's like this. Look at this comment. It's crazy that people as late as the early 80s with no legal name change at all could simply adopt a new name and a social security. Never questioned them or corrected the. We have been dealing with this for months with our elderly. She just adopted new names in 1960, 1964, and her current driver's license, social security, birth certificate, and insurance cards all have different names. She's been on social security illegally since 1981.
Why are you snitching? Why are you snitching on your mother like that? Don't snitch on your mother. Just say an elderly woman I know.
I feel like maybe we need, like, an open and shut thing to discuss. This feels pretty open. It's like we would have to do a lot of digging.
I will say there is a trigger warning because there is violence with children. I haven't read the details, but I know that there were children involved, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw that shit out there. This was posted in Unresolved Mysteries by the user Rosalie Dean. Went from bed to bed with an axe. The murder of the Mantooth family, Tennessee, 1906. Okay, so they said that several days ago they had saw on Reddit a cutting from a newspaper about the murder of the family by their father. Like their father, the poster was the father who wrote it. In October of 1906, in the area around Newport, Tennessee. The full article, such as it is, can be found here. We'll throw the link down there. But in essence, the story is that the father of a family went insane and murdered his wife and 5 children with an axe while they slept. Then attacked 2 of his daughters while they made breakfast, one surviving to raise the alarm to the neighbors. On returning to the property, the father was found in the yard having cut his throat. Further information I found online is scant, but it appears that there is a story that the father had been told his wife would die from childbirth or in childbirth, which I will discuss below, and had consequently gone insane and murdered his family. A tragic story, but simple. That seems a lot. Oh, wow. Oh, that's the one I opened. Thank goodness. Hold on. Crises of
Oh, what?
I was like, I know I opened one of these. Which one was it? It's a book, The Solving of this Century-Old Serial Killer Mystery. Between 1898 and 1912, families across the United States were brutally murdered in their sleep with the blunt side of an axe. Valuables were left untouched, bodies were staged, faces covered. Some cases, like the infamous Villisca Axe Murders in Iowa, gained national attention, but few believed the crimes were connected. Fewer still noticed that every family lived within walking distance of the train line. 1906 falls in that time frame.
Yeah.
So if they were in Newport, they'd definitely be within a train station, like within a mile or so. In that time, a serial killer was prowling the railroads, killing entire families at once. Those are called, like, what, family annihilators? That's what the serial killer term for that is?
Oh,
right?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it fits.
Yeah, family annihilator traits.
Oh, here's the train.
Looks like it's got 2 or 3 lines.
For the train?
Yeah.
It just goes right through.
So the same time these murders, the Mantooth family was murdered, there was a serial killer, or at least it's positive that there was a serial killer roaming during that time. And the MO specifically of this family annihilator was to use the blunt side of an axe while they slept, which is what happened in the Mantooth situation. The fact that bodies were staged, right?
Yeah.
And all of these other serial killings. I can't think of anything else if you go out and the guy who did all the murdering slit his own throat. I'm supposed to believe that? That's sketch. I don't believe that.
It doesn't say that they were... It doesn't say that... Oh, I guess we could probably keep reading. First paragraph, it doesn't say that they were... How... I mean, it says they were hit by an axe, but like if it was...
Yeah.
By Chamberlain Mantooth axe, slashing his throat with a razor. Didn't even use the axe.
So he went back inside to pick up a razor.
House, stealthily slipped from one bed to another until fatally injured all but 2 of the... While their father was convinced. Fiendish deed. Front part of the house, 2 elder daughters had gone to prepare. Frenzied father burst in upon them, struck down.
And the other one got away and got the neighbors.
A beautiful creature of 19 years is what they wrote.
Ew. What the... Wait, when did this... This was 1906.
Yeah.
But what the fuck?
The youngest of the 2 girls took to their heels and brought back neighbors. The body of the murderer was found in the yard with his kitchen. Was the eldest daughter lying in blood, still alive. Found the mother and 4 children. Oh, it says crushed.
So the blunt end of an axe.
Yeah, so it was blunt. Yeah.
So in the book, that like we're getting a lot of the information from the man from the train. They were able to give up to 38 examples from news reports for those crimes that are fitting that MO. The total number of potential victims from these 38 examples is 101 people.
Now, okay. But here's the thing. So, like, now hear me out. If it was the serial killer, let's assume for a second it was the serial killer. The dad didn't do it, but he committed suicide after he came upon the family being, right? All but one. Because the youngest of the older two ran, right? She was a sole survivor. But she was the witness. And if it was someone other than her father, she would have said that.
That's true.
So she's the witness and she claims it was her dad. So it was her dad. Had to have been her dad.
I think what's got me messed up is like the idea of taking a straight razor and doing that to yourself.
I mean, people who murder their entire families are kind of crazy.
That's fair.
You want to keep reading? Or do you want me
to? Yeah.
I think we're in tragic story, but simple.
Going back to July 1906.
Oh, you want me to read?
Yeah.
Okay, going back to July 1906, Addie Lyrie woke up smelling smoke. She went downstairs and found her mother, father, and two of her siblings still in bed, dead or dying from axe blows. The bed had been set alit and it was beginning to spread. Fire was extinguished and help was summoned. There's a lot more to this story: racism, lynching, and fiction. About that in James' book. This crime took place in Barber Junction, North Carolina. By road, this was 187 miles. How likely is it that there were two family annihilations committed with an axe while the victim? Yeah, but we've already established that the first one, not the murder.
I will say tinfoil hat on. Super weird that in both situations, one girl gets away.
And this one, there's a...
Yeah, Addie Lyrie, the one who wakes...
Yeah, you're right. She woke up smelling smoke, yeah.
That's really creepy. And again, if we put on an even tinfoiler hat, how spooky do you want me to get?
Oh, get spooky.
Possession. Spirit possession.
With the girls?
No. With the fathers. So the dad was... What does it have to do? Okay.
With letting the girls go.
I mean, I don't know what that spirit's like situation was, you know? Maybe they had like a little sister. We could conjecture all day long about this potential, but I will say it is kind of weird. It is kind of weird, but like a spirit possession would be the easiest way to... By the easiest, I mean if we're looking at hoof prints in the forest and I say, "Nah, that shit's a zebra." Like that's a zebra right there. There's no actual proof to that, but it is fun to think about because that would explain why the daughter saw her father, because maybe it was him but it wasn't him, you know?
Yeah, well, I guess, but even if that were true, it would also mean it wasn't the serial killer,
right? Unless the serial killer was a spirit along the rail lines and could only go as far as walking distance before it had to inhabit a body.
That's what you mean.
Yeah, see, like I'm playing 5D chess over here and shit.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Now I get it.
But like you get what I'm saying, like, is it like probably not the situation for sure, but
it's a
fun possibility.
Yeah.
Get in the comments. Let us know what you think about that silly nonsense I just spewed. I would love to know what you're thinking about this.
Okay. All right, so...
How likely?
The similarities do not end there, though. In both crimes, some people in the house were left alone. In separate rooms, but did not awaken or heal after the fact. In both of these crimes, the blunt side of an axe was used. Both of these, young female was... In fact, there's an even closer connection between these crimes: the railway. Oh, if you got on a train in Barber Junction, then changed to Asheville, could take a train directly to. Now the crime is obviously not committed by the man on the train, as there is clear perpetrator, the father, Chamberlain, or any variant spelling I've found, Mantooth. However, my opinion is that the similarities to the bears, considering that may not actually have committed these crimes. How though? Unless you're going your theory.
Or alternative theory, Mantooth is actually a serial killer, and his family was the last one to go. Do we have a timeline on these?
This is July 1906, October 1906. So the Lyle family happened before family happened. So yeah, that does check.
But it doesn't check though, because the last of the man on the train examples is from 1912.
1912. Unless they were copycats. Firstly, does the story actually make sense? Father went insane, his wife would die, but rather than anybody do anything, everyone in the house went to bed and left, presumably raving. It's possible that the story of him going insane is a actions.
Yeah.
Something makes sense. He killed his family, he must have been insane. Therefore, there may have been no.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, half the time, more than half the time when stuff like this happens, there's not
a warning. There's no like red flag going, hey.
Yeah, because usually like right up until the point they like usually right up until that point they're like behaviors. Secondly,
that's why you always see the friends and neighbors of the serial killers on TV being
such
like,
a nice person.
Well, you would have never guessed it.
He helped mow my lawn yesterday.
He was keeping track of the bodies he buried in my backyard, apparently. I didn't even know what happened. Damn.
Secondly, I think it's possible that the daughter misidentified the person who attacked her as their father. I mean, that is possible. Because nothing else makes sense to her. I mean, like, in a moment of shock, I mean, it could have been a false memory, and if they look similar, you know what I mean?
Honestly, yeah, similar height and build is enough to get confused.
Yeah. I don't know if it says how old she was.
She was expressed as the younger daughter, and the older one was 19.
But it was also elder, so she could have been like 12, 13.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A man was in the house attacking people with an axe. The only man in the house was her father, and he was found outside the house with his throat cut in an apparent suicide. Therefore, the man has to have been her father. James has a list of the main hallmarks of cases posits?
Yeah, posits.
Involve the man from the train. View this from the perspective of the surviving daughter. Incorrect about her being her father. 1, a family is murdered. Yes, without anyone. The blunt side of an axe. That's really compelling, though.
Yeah.
Because that's like, who would use that? Who would use an axe and the side of it? Although, yeah.
With no robbery.
No robbery. At or near midnight, possibly. We don't know. The man from the train was in the house for extended period. This was likely.
Yeah.
In or near a small town with no police force, very little.
Yeah.
Within a few hundred feet of railway track. We don't know this. I have been unable to exact location. To be at the map. I mean, just looking at the map of small.
Yeah.
Without any evidence as to who is committed. There appears to have been no evidence anyone other than the didn't there.
But what is the evidence? He had was the weapon with him?
That's a good point. It doesn't really say.
Because again, it's like he went out back. He has all these places he could be dying in his house and shit. And he decides to go in the house, grab a straight edge, and then go to the backyard.
Yeah, we would have to.
That's weird.
We would have to like where do they get the
No, it was right at the top when they described it. Slashing his throat with a razor.
No, but it doesn't say if they found a razor.
I mean, this is 1906. Yeah. I don't think they were really at that point. They're like, he must have done it.
Yeah.
And then because he was crazy, he killed himself afterwards.
Mm-hmm. So what if the father didn't commit
was another
suicide.
victim.
Yeah. What if the cuts on his neck were caused by a straight razor, but the side of the axe? The man from the train was known to physically able member of the household outside. Yeah, because even though they came back to the father, who's to say that he wasn't out there already and she ran past him?
I want this
not
book,
seeing
dude.
him. You know, because she was freaking out, you know? Like, he could have been out there the whole time dead.
Yeah.
Producer
Likely was because of the MO. Okay, so if we suspend our disbelief, we say the Mantooth murder was committed as a part of a series of serial killings with an axe murder, a literal axe murderer.
Yeah.
That has the MO of drawing the most physically like person out and taking them out first. It makes perfect sense that the father would have been dead when everybody else was getting their face bashed in, and then the girls got interrupted in breakfast with a little bit of axe time. That sounded very insensitive, but like that's literally how my brain is like compounding it. It's like 5 a.m. and we're in a warehouse, like.
Yeah, no, that story, that possibility lines up better than.
And the girl, literally, that gives us evidence, though. That gives us tertiary evidence. You know, when we play Phasmo, it's not always about the evidence that you get on the equipment. It's the tertiary evidence, more than likely, that solves it. So we know from this that the perpetrator has the same height and build, maybe even other physical characteristics as the father. Right. Enough so that only the adrenaline of the situation, the youngest girl thought it was her dad.
Yeah. And also when returning and finding the dad dead in the yard, kind of just solidified it for her that it had to have been her dad.
And he felt such shame.
Yeah, it's very possible.
I want to get this book, dude. I dead ass want to get this book.
For me, the similarities to the Lyerly family murders are key. The main difference, according to what reported, is that the Mantooth household was not set alit, but we know that the murderer was disturbed. Obviously.
Yes, because the other girl was asleep. Addie was asleep in the Lyerly house, whereas the other girls were downstairs in the kitchen and one got out.
Working on breakfast, yeah.
So he could, the killer could have been gearing up to use the breakfast pans and the lard to start a fire. I'm just giving him weapons at this point.
Right. Or go to the kitchen and start it with the stove.
Exactly. 1906, it would have been a wood stove. Very easy to catch a house on fire that way.
Yeah. Obviously, there are people who will know the answer to this question. Those who were there and have far better information than slightly scrambled paper article. Some reports from the same source have variant spellings, and in some, the baby was after the. Wow. Which sparks it of an. It's a much simpler explanation that this was a regular family annihilation.
Oh, this person's looking for horse prints, not zebra prints.
As for the proliferation of axe murders, perhaps an axe was simply a common weapon at the time. I'm no gun nut, but weren't guns much less reliable in 1906 than they are then today? Most families would have had a rifle or shotgun for hunting, which are less effective in several reload times, reliability, number of shots. Meanwhile, every household has an axe or several for splitting firewood. Also, if your dad had a.
Did you bring Meltdown in a Real Tennessee?
I don't know why I couldn't read that word. Meltdown in Real Tennessee in 1906. What were you supposed to do? Psychologically was. Well, these words are hard.
Psychology was nascent. You certainly didn't know about it. Can't call 911, and you probably don't know any institutions to commit them to. Yeah, because institutions didn't become really a thing until 1908. That's not true. Don't listen to me. Fact check me.
The second commenter, though, that's what I want to know. Is one question I'm curious about is why the blunt end of an axe. Unless,
true.
okay, now hear me out. Unless this is gonna be gory as fuck. But if you use the sharp end, go into bone, it's stuck, and you gotta pull it.
Yep.
Whereas your blunt end, you're
smooshing
to death.
Yeah, it's a cudgel. God. It's essentially a mace.
Yeah. But using the sharp end would make it. It would be a slower process because you'd have to put out each time. God, that's gross. Why did I think of that?
Because I mean, no, that's practical. This is why we're doing this, Archie. We're getting our inside thoughts outside. Some of them will not be bangers, but some of them will be gems.
Oh. But apparently the blunt end is more reliable as a single hit murder. Oh, the axe being stuck. Oh, yeah, see that's
Same brain.
I swear I'm not a serial killer. I have no desire. Let's see. There we go. My guess is the sharp side would be more likely to lodge in the bone and potentially get stuck. That would slow you down or completely stop you.
Another interpretation is that if any other similar axe murders were happening in roughly that space and time, that Papa Mantooth needs to be eliminated as a suspect in other crimes, since that's very familiar eyewitness who he did. But eyewitness testimony is not reliable. That is a fact. Right. That is a fact, actually. So I did this
especially
little
during
seminar.
Traumatic events. Traumatic trauma
so
cause like
I did. I'm gonna tell you this. Okay. I did this little seminar in high school at a writers' conference for forensic analysis, and we're all. It was like one of the first afternoons. We're all in the room. We're chilling. Like it's a classroom setting. We're all like getting to know each other, and this woman comes in, and she unloads 3 shots into the instructor and leaves, and he goes down, and we're all just kind of like, what the. And then the other instructor goes, well, you all saw what happened. Describe who we just saw in here. And not a single one of us, not 33 people, could correctly identify her entire ensemble. Some of us had bits and pieces, but nobody had the full picture.
Right.
And there's also been studies. Yeah, there's also been studies and shit. Shock, adrenaline. Your body is like, we're surviving.
You don't want to think about it, right? You don't want to revisit that trauma, so your brain is going to automatically kind of like shut that out.
Honestly, it's one of those memories that like has stuck with me as like a super thing. Like, oh yeah, I saw it with my own eyes. Did you though? Did you though?
Did this happen?
Unless 2 of you saw the same shit at the same time and can tell me at the same time without botting off each other. I don't believe you. It's like, whose car? Juju's. Oh, H.H. Holmes.
Where? Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Very intrigued by the thought of connecting historical axe murders, of which I'm sure at least some would be true. I'd read stories about Jack the Ripper moving to America and being the hand of Villisca, and also it could have been H.H. Holmes. I have no idea.
What is that? I keep seeing that name places.
This?
Villisca. H.H. Holmes was a serial killer around the World Fair.
Villisca Axe Murders.
Let's go. What is that?
Occurred during the night of June 9th to the early morning of June 10th, 1912. In the town of Villisca, Iowa. 6 members of the Moore family and guests were bludgeoned residents. All 8 victims, including children, had severe head wounds from an axe. Investigation yielded several suspects. I think that was part of the that book.
That's just like they mentioned that they think that they are trying to connect this one case to it. What is the Villisca though? What happened? I want to know about this.
Details. Oh wait. A lengthy investigation yielded several suspects, one of whom was tried twice. The first trial ended in a hung jury, and the second ended in acquittal. House was.
It doesn't necessarily mean that they were innocent. It just means that your prosecutor was inept.
Yeah. Okay, so the victims consisted of the parents and 4 children, an affluent family. The Moores were well known and well liked. Mary Catherine Moore invited Ina May to spend the night at that evening.
It was a slumber party.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
God, can you imagine sending your children to a slumber party and then
that happening? Oh my gosh.
That evening, the visiting girls and the Moore family attended church, where they participated in the Children's Day program Sarah had coordinated. After the program ended at night, the Moores and the Stilla sisters' house. At 7 a.m. the next day, June 10th, Mary Peckham, the neighbor, became concerned after she noticed that the family had not come out to do chores. Peckham knocked on the Moore's door. Nobody answered. She tried to open the door and discovered that it was locked. Peckham let the Moore chickens out and called Ross Moore, Josiah's brother. Like Peckham, Moore received no response when he shouted. Ross unlocked the front door with his copy of the house key. While Peckham stood on the porch, Ross went into the parlor and his bedroom. Found Ina and Lena still in. Moore immediately told Peckham to call Hank Horton, Villisca's primary peace officer, who arrived shortly after. Search of the house and the 2 still girls had been murder weapon and axe. Josiah was found in the guest room where the Stillinger sisters were.
Okay, Josiah is the father. Continue.
Okay.
I thought it was this guy's like, so somebody used your axe.
He's like, oh shit, how'd I get there? I forgot. Right. I mean,
and then the axe murder stole my shit. Can you believe that?
I was looking for that.
I spent 6 coppers on this axe. Can you believe? Not only did someone steal it, but then they murdered my entire family for me to discover for the first time with you, random neighbor.
Doctors concluded that the murders had taken place between midnight and 5 a.m. 2 spent cigarettes in the attic suggested that they patiently waited. According to the official tour, there were no cigarettes found in the attic until family and still in sleep. Killers began, and Sarah Moore. Josiah received more blows from the axe than any other victim. His face had been such an Okay,
I can see why we're linking this to the axe to the man on the train, because Josiah is likely the most physically imposing. Yeah. The most physically imposing. He's asleep though, so we can take him out easy peasy, but we're going to give him the majority of the blows to make sure he's down.
The ceiling in his room also had a gouge mark. That's insane. I mean, on top of being insane already.
Tells us kind of approximately how tall the person is.
Unless he's standing on the bed.
God, could you imagine? That would be so. You're telling me if somebody starts standing over you on the bed, you're not going to wake up?
I mean,
I would wake up.
I mean, well, how low are the ceilings? I mean, it could have been a really tall person.
Archie, I sleep through everything. I would for sure wake up to that. No, I might not be able to do nothing about it, but I would be awake. I might be like, hey, what are you doing? That's the axe, bro.
Killers used the blade of the axe on Sarah while using the blunt end on the rest of the victim.
That's a deviation.
Mary Catherine, Arthur, and Paul were next bludgeoned and parents. Afterwards, returned to the master bedroom to inflict more blows on, knocking over a shoe that had filled with blood. Before moving downstairs to the guest bedroom, and seemingly afterwards, a 4-pound slab of bacon was taken out of the icebox and laid next to the axe. The fuck?
What?
That's an incredible detail.
Maybe they got hungry. I don't know how. Maybe like murdering people with an axe gives you like mad munchies. I don't. That's some stoner shit to do to leave the bacon out. Forget to cook it.
Investigators also found untouched food and bloody water on the kitchen table. Got hungry. Jesus Christ. Investigators believe that all of the victims except Lena still
Archie,
asleep. What?
You're not the same when you're hungry.
Have a Snickers.
Not a sponsor unless.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. That was so. People died. I need to be more respectful.
Yeah. You're terrible. So all of them were asleep except for Lena. They thought that she was awake and tried to fight back. She was found lying crosswise on the. Yeah, that's horrible.
Selena was trying to.
Yeah, she was lying on her stomach.
Oh no.
We're not. Okay, I think we're getting on a tangent.
Oh yeah, no, we've gone like 5 murders out. We absolutely. Hey, we 4 pounds of bacon. We did it.
I think it's a stretch to say the daughter couldn't somehow recognize her father. Yeah, but I mean, again, going back
1906,
to trauma.
and we're getting this story from a news article.
I mean, right, and we don't know if like there was
if there was an adult being like, "That was your dad that did the murder, right?" Yeah, sure. Like,
right, or even abuse from the father. Like, we don't know the family.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to wrap this up though.
Let's say that family annihilation by axe is just a go-to method. If that's the case, should we not see a similar proportion of axe murders in other regions of the country? More specifically, are there other documented annihilations in different parts of the US? And if so, how were those murders carried out? That is a valid question, and I think that's a great place to leave off on. Let us know what your thoughts are, dear friends.
I agree.
Where's the data?
I gotta
Show me the receipts.
Doing like nervous laughing.
I know. I say really unhinged shit, and then you laugh. And I'm like, yeah, we're both in on it. It's dangerous.
It's terrible. Oh, it's terrible. Okay.
Oh, I did a title card. I thought we cut it halfway.